Is witchcraft real today? And can you explain witchcraft being used today and what that looks like as opposed to the gimmicky form of witchcraft, in the same way there's the gimmicky exorcist and then there's the real life exorcist?
Yeah, well, first off, the people that are saying that they're witches that paint their fingernails black, they're not witches. Those are called ignorant fools. Okay, you think you're a witch because you paint your fingernails black and wear pentagrams. You have no clue what real witchcraft is. Real witchcraft, they don't want to tell you who real witches are. They're not gonna, like, why would they reveal that they're involved in the occult? Why would they show you if they can manipulate you and do things to you without you knowing about it? They're not going to tell you that that's what they are. Like, the real witches are involved in our politics. Real witches are involved. There's individuals in our government that are really involved in the witchcraft, and you wouldn't even guess. You wouldn't even look at them and be like, oh yeah, that person's in witchcraft. You would have no clue. These are the people that are really involved in the occult. Okay, everybody else is just like pumping out like stupidity, so that way, it gives them a cover for what they're really doing. The things that they're really involved in. So yeah, there's a difference between like real witchcraft and real witchcraft is actually manipulation of demons. That's what it is. It's not just, I do little spells and these little spells happen. Like these people talking about putting spells on Charlie Kirk, that's nonsense. Like whatever. Like that's silly and patheticness. Real witchcraft is much more in your face. It's involved in your media. It's involved in your language. It's involved in, the religions around us. It's involved in things that they're doing. I mean, they do witchcraft to you every day. Like that's why it's called the media. Like media. So when you consume media, that's from the word medium. Okay, medium is a witch. You go to the medium, who is the in-between, the bigs and the little, right? Big, medium, little, okay? So the medium is the in-between, the go-between you and the gods or the spirits, okay? That's what a medium, that's what a witch is. And so today, we have it called the media. And that's like influencing you through ways of witchcraft. We just don't recognize it because we're like, oh, it's our normal language. Well, the normal language that you have is called spelling for a reason. Why do you think they call it spelling? Like if you look into the etymology of the word grammar, it comes from the root word grimoire. Okay, it means witchcraft. Okay, that's why it's called Instagram. Like it's instant gram, instant witchcraft, instant influence is literally what it's telling you. This is what witchcraft is. It's so like much involved in us that we don't even recognize it. I mean, like you write in grammar and spelling and they teach you cursive. Okay, it's called cursive for a reason. Okay, like it's a cursing language. It's a witchcraft language. Like old books of witchcraft are in English. English is witch tongue. It's an occultic language. But people don't know this because they don't study their history. They're naive to a lot of this stuff. And the Bible literally says, "My people perish because they do not know." That's what it says. So like channeling is, and it's called the YouTube channel. Okay, it's called scrying is an act of seeing visions, and it's called a screen. Like everything in our world is derived from the occult. It's derived from witchcraft. Like it's like Hollywood is the wood that witches and wizards craft their wands and staves out of. Like they are influencing you through the occult, and you don't even know that it's happening to you. And a lot of people think this is silly. Like what I'm saying, you're probably like hearing them being like, oh, well, that's just silly words. Like, yeah, that's because you're under a spell. There's a difference between being spellbound and being under a spell. Okay, so like let's say you get turned into a frog, right? You're under a spell. You're like, I need to be a human again, like, fictitiously, right? But let's say you get turned into a frog and you don't even know that you were turned into a frog. That's called being spellbound. Okay, and that's what everybody is today because of the media from the witchcraft that's being influenced in your mind. It's like ideas that are being planted. It's hypnosis. Hypnosis is real. That is witchcraft. The occult is real. MK Ultra. This is all forms of witchcraft that is literally permeated into our society. So people are involved in this stuff, and they're deeply involved in it. It's not just like lighting candles and like doing stuff like that. There's so much more to it.
So I want to ask you something, Henny, to kind of pick apart your brain here.
Sure.
Does this sound like bullshit to you? I mean, what is genuinely somebody who's what does this sound like to you? And I want you to tell him what you think about it. And also, I just genuinely want. I want you to challenge him if it does. I want to hear what you think.
I mean, as I mentioned earlier, I do believe that demons are real. I also believe that there's a lot of times that we say it's demonic when it's not. It's people choosing bad actions, people following more of a satanic way, not meaning that it's a possession. So for instance, like Hollywood, stuff like that, or you said Instagram. I think there is plenty of times when people do kind of head down that path, more satanic, more of heading towards sacrifices. You mentioned, I do believe there is sacrifices, obviously. So I don't think all of it is being controlled by a demon. It may be people like, I believe we're given an option. As you say, spirits can talk to you, demons can talk to you. I believe people are given an option and they choose to go down the worst path, unfortunately, some of them. But I don't, to say that Mark Zuckerberg is like an evil witch or something, I don't think that. Do I think he's an evil man? Yes, I do.
It comes from a goblin class.
Yeah. I do believe that. I do believe that Mark Zuckerberg is a very bad man. I believe just like there's other bad people in the world. But I also think it's the actions which they choose. So yes, someone can be possessed, I do believe. But at the same time, I think a lot of times what we do, because this is a spiritual war that we are fighting, we see that every day. I'm not going to deny any of that as well. But sometimes what happens is we create our own actions, and then the repercussions that come from those actions, people will say, well, the person must have been possessed or something else. We had mentioned that, maybe I'm possessed from somebody else.
But the etymology part of this, like, do you think that like him saying these words and that it's an occultic language and that we're kind of like all under a spell? Like, do you believe that, or does it just sound like to you? Honestly, I want to hear your reaction.
To me, I personally, and I'm open to being wrong. I'm open to learning today. Sure. I don't feel like Instagram is a spell. Do I believe it's people who go more down a demonic path as far as like their beliefs? I do believe that, yes, that can lead us to that way. There's always the symbolism we see, the Google sign or all these other ones. I do believe
so
that.
What do you think they put those things into all that stuff?
I believe it's just sick people who are believing towards something evil, like they're following the path of of pretty much like more of a path of the devil, like of Lucifer heading down that way, and more of their beliefs are angled towards that. I don't think someone possessed Mark Zuckerberg and said, we need to call this Instagram.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works.
How does it work though? Then I mean, is it?
Yeah,
It's just, he's just saying, to clarify, because that's there's just weird people, evil people that are just like strange. Basically, people do weird stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'll explain it. Yeah. So it's like, like for instance, like when I say Instagram, it's gram is the root word for witchcraft. It comes from grim as well. So if you type in etymology of grammar, it will literally tell you it comes from the word magic, mumbo jumbo, witchcraft, incantation. That's where the word grammar comes from. So it's grimoire. Okay. So when you look into this, you're like, okay, so if grammar's related to this word of the occult, okay, that's why they call it the Grammys. Okay, what do you think of that word? And it's like the Brothers Grimm. The word grim is also dark or the Grim Reaper, right?
Reaper,
okay,
yeah.
So this word gram it's an occultic term, and you'll see it mirrored in everything. Like the program, pro means for, gram means witchcraft. Program, that's why they call the television program you. Television program for witchcraft. If you break that down, it's telling you what it is. I mean, it's the same thing with like Nickelodeon. They put their words in spells. Like Nickelodeon, Nick means nothing. Kello means knowledge or care. And Deo or Deon means God. Nick Kello Deon means I don't care about God. Why would they put that in there if the spell was insignificant? You think it's just sick people that are doing this kind of thing, but it's so much more than that.
Well, I think it's also just like you said, the Gothic girls. So the Gothic girls, they go ahead, they paint their nails, they put on this whole look, and they say, well, I'm a witch, when they're really not a witch.
Yeah.
I think that you have people that fall down a path, which is more of an evil type of path. And I believe that, that's where a lot of those scenarios come from. And as I said, this isn't everybody, I do believe. But at the same time, it's like you have people who just have an evil outlook on life, or maybe they believe, just more in the satanic way. So I don't think that all these people, and they could use the language, just like the goth girl can put on the nail polish, or she can put on all black to kind of fit that.
Yeah. So Les Wexner, the dude that gave Jeffrey Epstein like some of his, I think his first house and some other billions, that dude was in an interview and they asked him, how do you make your money? How do you make all the millions and the things that you do? And he says, I listen to my golem. Golem is demon. It's a Jewish term. Okay. He says that he listens to his golem. Now you might look at that and go, oh, well, he's just being silly. Okay. But I will tell you right now, from my personal experience, demons know stuff. In fact, the root word for demon means the ones that know. Okay. It's daemon. It means knowledge. Okay. It means the ones that know. Okay. So this is like literally like what demons were doing for a lot of humanity. They were giving them supernatural knowledge and understanding. And that fact, that's why you call somebody a speed demon, or somebody that's really good at something, you call them a demon. In fact, another word for demon is jinn. Okay. And the word we get for jinn is actually where we get the word genius. Okay, genie is a demon, is a jinn. Okay, and a genius is somebody that has supernatural knowledge and understanding being given to them. Okay, so there's people that are considered genius that have this knowledge and understanding that it's coming from something unusual. That's where the root understanding of this term comes from, genius. And so like this has been throughout history. Demons give people knowledge, understanding, abilities. And so there's people like Les Wexner who even openly admits that he's listening to demons. And like, there's people there's so many people that are listening, just like you're saying, like there's the little voices on their shoulder giving them negative ideas or positive, and we can choose. Like the reality is like you have a choice. You are a choice maker essentially in this video game that we call life. Okay. All you are is a choice maker. And it's like, you can choose whether to listen to the Holy Spirit, listen to God, or you can choose to listen to something else. That something else, we call that demon.